Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes and welcome to the full 12 major key play along for the cycle of fifths targeting all of the E-flat instruments. So in the saxophone family, obviously that's the E-flat alto saxophone and the E-flat baritone saxophone. But if you or any of your friends happen to play any of the E-flat brass instruments or other E-flat woodwind instruments, please pass this link on, this video tutorial, and they can use the play along equally as well as you on your alto or baritone saxophone. Now in today's tutorial we're going to focus on non-stop playing through the full 12 major keys. The band will start in the key of C, which has no sharps or flats, and will play continuously through all of the sharp keys in order. So G, D, A, E, B, F sharp and C sharp, and then they'll bring it home in the remaining flat keys, A flat, E flat, B flat, F, and end back where the band started, back in the key of C major. The band will be playing at 70 beats per minute as they have done through volumes 1, 2 and 3 of the tutorials, and they will also be playing 2 bars per key. So there are a number of things that you can use this play along track for. I recommend you start just by trying to play the major scales in quavers, that's half beat notes, ascending and descending non-stop through the 12 keys, ending back on the key of C. Don't underestimate the pressure that's going to put on your endurance of your embouchure, particularly your bottom lip on the saxophones, and also the mental endurance, because I want you to be able to play these scales now without reading music or without being prompted for what the notes are in the scale. On the screen I will put when the band changes into the new key, and I'll also put the basic key signature, the number of sharps or flats in that key, but I won't be putting the notes of the scale. You should by now, if you've done your homework in volumes 1 to 3, you should be on top of that, and this will be a really good test for you to see where you're at in your overall knowledge and technique on the major scales. So here's how I recommend you use this play along as a starting point. The first thing is to just simply play your way through the 12 major keys. Now I'll just demonstrate the first 3 here, C, G and D, but just like we've done in the prior exercises. And so on. Now that was obviously only 3 of the 12 keys that the band will be playing non-stop. You've got to keep going from there. Keep the endurance, keep the tonguing, the breathing, and the mental concentration. Now a variation of that major scale exercise that you can use with this play along track is to simply change the melody. Use the same notes of the major scale in descending order, but play it to the rhythm of the famous Christmas carol, Joy to the World. So if I play in those same 3 keys again, but the exercise now becomes this. And so on. Again, a little more challenging because now we're playing an actual melody beyond running up and down the notes in the scale. But that particular melody is an easy one. It just uses the descending notes of a major scale, but to the rhythm of the famous Christmas song. Da 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 dum. And that's as far as you can play in the 2 bars that the band will allow you. But remember, as you go around that cycle, you're going to strike that in difficult keys like B major, C sharp major, A flat major, the point being that if you want to really get in control of your playing and be able to play in what I call the key of life, just like we do when we speak to other people, You've really got to put yourself to the test, and this is a wonderful, simple exercise. This one play-along track is worth its weight in gold, and I encourage you to really use it. Now finally, the third exercise I'd like you to try and play right through the cycle of fifths is to take the nursery rhyme Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but just play it in a way that forces you to play every one of the 7 notes in the scale, the major scale, in the time that you've got in 2 bars. So this is how Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how I'd like you to play this part of the melody, and a slight change at the end to force you to play every note from bottom to top in each of the major scales. So listen to this. So if that becomes your new version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, that fits perfectly into the 2 bars, and it forces you to play every one of the 8 notes, which includes the octave, in every one of those scales. So if we play that in the key of B flat, you're going to have to play it, remember, in every one of the 12 keys. If that was in B flat rather than C, it would sound like this. If it was in F sharp major, it would sound like this. And that's where I'll leave you with this task. Now, of course, be creative. You can practice your major scales around the cycle of fifths. You can make up your own improvised melody using the notes of the major scale, and make up a routine of exercises that gives yourself a different exercise each day to keep it fresh. But for starters, the 3 exercises I've prescribed here will definitely keep you busy if you're new to the cycle of fifths. Play the major scales, ascending and descending. Play Joy to the World, which is the major scale descending, but to the rhythm of Joy to the World. And play that slightly altered version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star right around the 12 major keys. I hope you enjoy the challenge. Good luck with it. Stick with it. It's one of the very best things you will ever do on any instrument, is to get mastery over all of the major keys in music. Bye for now.